Hey class, today we're going to read another book in the Steve Jenkins series, and this one is titled, I See a Kookaburra. This is another book by him, and Robin Page helped write the book. You can tell that this was written by Steve Jenkins if you just look at those illustrations. He has this style where he uses pieces of paper and torn paper to create the illustrations. The title and illustration are getting you ready for this book, and if you look at it, what do you notice about that kookaburra? Yeah, he's hiding in the grass there. So this book, you're going to see animals hiding in different habitats and places around the world. So let's get started. It says, scorching deserts and steamy rainforests, muddy ponds and salty oceans. Animals are found almost every place on Earth. They thrive in all these habitats because over many generations, animals adapt. They change their size, shape, and habits to fit different conditions. Where there's not much water, they are able to use every drop. If there were fierce predators on the ground, many animals live in the trees. All over the world, animals have developed different ways of surviving. 6 different parts of the world are shown in this book, and each habitat includes 8 of the animals that live there. Just like real animals, they may be difficult to spot at first. See if you can find them all, then turn the page. You can learn more about these animals at the back of the book. So at the back of the book, they do have an index of all the animals that you can read a little bit more about them. We are not going to read that because we would be here forever. But if you were interested, we could find a way to get that to you. In the desert, I see, do you see some animals hiding? Give you a minute to look. This desert is in the American Southwest. I'm going to get closer here. I see a sharp-eyed kit fox leaving its burrow. A long-nosed bat sipping nectar from a flower. An angry diamondback rattlesnake buzzing a warning. A trapdoor spider waiting patiently in its tunnel. A tiny elf owl making its nest in a giant cactus. A javelina sniffing out tender roots. A kangaroo rat bounding over the sand. And a poisonous Gila monster creeping slowly over the rocks. So those are some of the animals you would find in the desert. In a tide pool, I see, what animals do you notice here? The tide pool is on the southern coast of England. A natterjack toad looking like a wet, bumpy rock. A stinging anemone hitching a ride. A sea star holding tight with all 5 arms. A hermit crab looking for a new home. A peacock worm spreading its feathery tentacles. A hungry oyster catcher searching for a juicy shellfish. A sea urchin, a colorful pincushion. A poisonous weaverfish waiting for its next meal. In the jungle, so here's a jungle, I see. This jungle or rainforest is in the Amazon River basin of South America. A happy eagle, the most powerful bird of prey in the world. A toucan and its large, colorful bill. A jaguar with a spotted coat that helps it hide in the forest's dappled light. A red-eyed tree frog startling an attacker with its big, bright eyes. And a young emerald tree boa, born red, it will turn a brilliant green when it grows up. I wonder why it would turn green. Why would it be important to be green in the rainforest? A rhinoceros beetle, the world's strongest insect. A spider monkey, escaping danger by swinging from branch to branch. The fierce-looking but timid green iguana. Ooh, timid, that's an interesting word. A fierce-looking but timid green iguana. Timid means to be kind of shy and hesitant. So it makes me think maybe he's not as aggressive as he may look. On the savannah, this is a savannah, I see, look for some animals in here. I see an eye peeking out right here. What other animals do you see? This savanna or grassland is in Central Africa. I see several hunting in the tall, a serval hunting in the tall grass. A giraffe antelope stretching to reach the tender leaves of a thorn tree. A busy elephant shrew scurrying through the brush. A dung beetle rolling animal droppings into a ball. A nearsighted rhinoceros who is able to charge at 30 miles per hour. A secretary bird who kills snakes by stomping on them with its feet. A termite guarding its nest a mound 30 feet tall. Can you imagine a termite nest that is 30 feet tall? And a naked mole rat, nearly blind and almost hairless. Those are kind of gross looking animals. A nearsighted rhinoceros, that's an interesting description, an adjective there, the nearsighted. That means it probably doesn't see anything until it's really, that he just has trouble seeing them. All right, let's keep going. In the forest, I see. Now this is different than the rainforest or the tropical forest or something like that. And this forest is in eastern Australia. So you might think of what you know about Australia and what animals we might see there. I'm going to scoot back just a little bit. Do you see some of them? I know I see a mouth right there. Something, a bird of some sort up there. Oh, a noisy kookaburra with a call that sounds like crazy laughter. A cicada, a bug that spends its first 7 years living underground. A dingo, a fierce wild dog on the hunt. And a frilled lizard, startling an attacker. A walking stick insect, hiding in plain sight. A furry koala, fast asleep. A cassowary, a huge flightless bird with a helmet on its head. Remember we read about that the other day. And, I'm sorry, I gotta turn my book. And an echidna, a prickly egg-laying mammal. In a pond, I see, some of you might have a pond. This pond is in the American Midwest, which is where we live. We live in the American Midwest. So you might recognize some of the things here. You might have had personal experience with them. Let's see. A hungry northern pike lying in wait for the next victim. A kingfisher splashing into the water to catch a fish. A water spider with a bubble of air trapped in its web. and a red spotted newt warning predators to stay away with its bright orange skin. A dragonfly hovering lightly above the water. A great blue heron standing very still as it waits to spear a fish. A sleek muskrat going for a swim. An alligator snapping turtle buried in the mud. The end. So hopefully you recognize some of those animals, and now you're going to go complete your assignment. Bye.